PMP General Reviewer Number 4. PMP or Project Management Professional is an internationally recognized professional designation offered by the Project Management Institute or PMI. This reviewer is intended for those who are planning to take the PMP certification exam. The PMP certification exam is based on the PMI Project Management Body of Knowledge or PMBOK. There are 25 reviewer questions featured in this video. These reviewer questions are all based on the PMBOK. Before you proceed, please take time to read the following disclaimer. Let's begin.
A project manager wants to use one of the 7 basic quality tools to report on the status of his project. Which of the following should he use? A. Bar chart. B. Control chart. C. Pareto chart. D. Responsibility assignment matrix. The correct answer is A. Bar chart. A bar chart, also known as a Gantt chart, is a chart that depicts progress in relation to time, often used in planning and tracking a project. Though they are weak planning tools and do not help organize the project as effectively as a work breakdown structure or network diagram, a bar chart is an effective tool for project progress reporting and control.
What is the 100% rule in the work breakdown structure creation? A. WBS must contain 100% deliverables, both internal and external. B. The total of work at lowest level adds up to the higher level, so no work is left out and no extra work is completed. C. 80% of the problems can be attributed to 20% of the causes. D. WBS must be detailed enough to cover 100% of the work since beginning of the project. The correct answer is B. The total of work at lowest level adds up to the higher level, so no work is left out and no extra work is completed. WBS should be both exhaustive and complete to capture only the work required to be completed and nothing more.
An activity which does not require work or take time and is inserted simply to show dependency between activities is called A. Critical activity. B. Hammock activity. C. Milestone activity. D. Dummy activity. The correct answer is D. Dummy activity. A dummy activity is usually used in the arrow diagramming method, or ADM, and is inserted simply to show dependency between activities, and does not require work or take time. Hammock activity is a schedule or project planning term for a grouping of subtasks that hangs between 2 end dates it is tied to, for example, subtasks which are not related in the hierarchical sense of a work breakdown structure, or subtasks which are not related in a logical sense of a dependency where one subtask must wait for another.
You are the project manager of a project in which team members have dual reporting structure. In addition to reporting to you, they also report to their functional manager. Also, the team members are expected to do the project's work, along with their department work. You are working in which form of organization? A. Functional. B. Tight matrix. C. Matrix. D. Projectized. The correct answer is C. Matrix. These are the characteristics of a matrix organization where team members have dual reporting structure and the team works in their respective functional areas while performing project work. Tight matrix has nothing to do with organization structure. It simply denotes keeping the project team in the vicinity.
Which of the following could be an appropriate WBS code for a work package at the 4th level in a WBS where the top level code is 1.0? A. 1.4. B. 1.2.3. C. 4.2. D. 1.1.1.1. The correct answer is D. 1.1.1.1. Since the question talks about the 4th level in the WBS, we need to have 4 levels, any number, separated by a dot.
You are a project manager with a financial firm that has multinational dealings. You feel the financial meltdown in one of the client countries could affect your project adversely, so you want to hedge your risks. Although the probability of occurrence of the event is low, you are advised to play it safe. In terms of risk attitude, your organization could best be described as A. Risk seeker, B. Risk averse, C. Risk neutral, D. Risk mitigator. The correct answer is B. Risk averse. Someone who doesn't want to take risk is called risk averse, and the project manager seems to be part of such an organization. Risk neutral describes a person or an organization which is indifferent to the risk. Risk seeker similarly suggests an aptitude to take risks with an opportunity for higher returns. Risk mitigation is a risk response strategy and is an invalid choice. These behaviors are best described by the utility function, UX, where X represents the value that he might receive in money or goods.
A key stakeholder from the quality department wants to know more on how the process tailoring was done by the project team on the project. Additionally, he would like to know the rationale for selecting the processes, their implementation level details, and how they will be used to manage the interdependencies. Which documents should the project manager suggest he refer to? A. Project Management Plan. B. Work Performance Information. C. Project Statement of Work. D. Project Scope Statement. The correct answer is A. Project Management Plan. The results of process tailoring by project team are captured in the Project Management Plan, along with all of the other required information.
You are in the initial stages of a project and your sponsor asks for a cost estimate on the project. You find a similar project was done in the past by the organization and compare it with your current project. You also get the opinions of experts to derive the estimate. Which of the following methods was used to derive the estimates? A. Analogous estimate. B. Bottom-up estimate. C. Expert judgment. D. Parametric estimate. The correct answer is A. Analogous estimate. Analogous estimates are usually done in the initial stages of the project when limited information is known. They use historical information and expert judgment. Analogous cost estimating is generally less costly and time-consuming than other methods, but it is also less accurate.
Uncertainty is usually the least in which project life cycle phase? A. Project planning. B. Project initiation. C. Project execution. D. Project closure. The correct answer is D. Project closure. Uncertainty decreases as you progress on the project. It would usually be the least during closure.
A project manager working in a matrix project environment feels there is some discontent in the team members related to their dual reporting and the role of the project manager on the project. The project manager wants to communicate with the team to clarify their doubts. What is the best form of communication for addressing this problem? A. Informal written mail. B. Face-to-face meeting. C. Formal written mail. D. Informal chat with the team. The correct answer is B. Face-to-face meeting. A face-to-face meeting is ideal for project communication. It would give the project manager an avenue to understand the reasons for discontent and clarify their doubts. Face-to-face meetings have an added advantage of being accompanied with nonverbal, such as body movements and physical mannerisms, and paralingual, such as pitch and tone of voice, which are important for effective communication.
You have to ensure that appropriate tools and techniques are used for performing the process of monitor and control risks. Which one of the following is not a tool and technique for this process? A. Technical performance measurement. B. Risk reassessment. C. Risk register. D. Risk audits. The correct answer is C. Risk register. All of the stated options are tools and techniques for the monitor and control risks process, while risk register is an input to this process.
You are a project manager for your organization. Paul, a project manager in training, wants to know when the project manager needs to be assigned to a project. Your best answer is A. When the stakeholders approve the budget. B. After the project is proven feasible. C. During the planning stage. D. During the initiation stage. The correct answer is D. During the initiation stage. Project managers are assigned during the initiation process of the project.
Calculate the point of total assumption using the following data. Target cost equals $100,000. Target profit equals $20,000. Target price equals $120,000. Buyer to share ratio is 70/30. Ceiling price equals $140,000. A. $122,142.86. B. $128,571.43. C. $115,715.29. D. $135,000. The correct answer is B. $128,571.43. The formula for point of total assumption, or PTA, is PTA is equal to the quantity, ceiling price minus target price, divided by the quantity, buyer share plus target cost. Substituting the given data, the PTA should be computed as $128,571.43. PTA is a point on the cost line of the profit-cost curve, determined by the contract elements associated with a fixed price plus incentive contract, above which the seller effectively bears all of the costs of an overrun.
What is the most important thing that a project manager should ensure during the validate scope process? A. Acceptance. B. Accuracy. C. Completeness. D. Timeliness. The correct answer is A. Acceptance. Validate scope involves formal acceptance of the work deliverables.
WBS for your project has been prepared and distributed to the project team members. When execution begins, which document will be providing the detailed descriptions of the WBS elements? A. Scope statement. B. Project statement of work. C. Project management plan. D. WBS dictionary. The correct answer is D. WBS dictionary. The WBS dictionary provides detailed descriptions about the deliverables listed in the WBS.
Which of the following is an example of the cost of conformance? A. Cost of rework. B. Scrap. C. Warranty cost. D. Quality training. The correct answer is D. Quality training. Quality training helps to increase productivity, so it's listed as a cost of conformance.
You hired a project manager to manage one of your construction projects. This project manager is joining an ongoing project. He wants to know the current status of the project in terms of the schedule, that is, whether the project is behind or ahead of the schedule. Which of the following tools and techniques should he use? A. Critical path method. B. Value technique. C. Parametric estimation technique. D. Project management software. The correct answer is B. Value technique. The earned value technique is the best technique to know how the project is progressing in terms of cost and schedule.
You are the project manager of a new business center construction project. The project sponsor wants to know the cost forecast of the project at completion. The project has a total budget of $100,000 and CPI of 0.90. The project has spent $40,000 so far. How much more money is planned to be spent on the project? A. $43,110. B. $68,230. C. $71,111. D. $81,100. The correct answer is C. $71,111. As per the earned value technique, the formula for estimate at completion or EAC is total budget divided by CPI. Therefore, EAC is equal to $100,000 divided by 0.90, or $111,111. Now, $40,000 is already spent, so additional money required to be spent is $111,111 minus $40,000, or $71,111. When do you mark a project as complete? A. Administrative closure is done and lesson learned documented. B. Final payment received from the customer. C. The project is completed and all the payments are received from the customer. D. All project requirements mentioned in the contract are completed and the formal acceptance is received from the customer. The correct answer is D. All project requirements mentioned in the contract are completed and the formal acceptance is received from the customer. Remember, even if the customer pays all of the money, unless you have a written acceptance letter from the customer, you should not treat the project as completed.
Which of the following represents the estimated value of the work actually accomplished? A. AC, B. CV, C. EV, D. PV. The correct answer is C. EV. What the question is asking for is the definition of earned value. This question also assumes that you are comfortable with terms like EV, SV, and CV, which are used in the earned value technique. Some of the commonly used terms and acronyms used in earned value technique are AC or actual cost, PV or planned value, EV or earned value, CV or cost variance, SV or schedule variance, CPI or cost performance index, SPI or schedule performance index, EAC or estimated at completion.
Once the risks have been identified on the project, the next step is to manage the risks of the following, which is not a suitable way of managing the risks. A. By brainstorming. B. By contingency planning. C. By using existing assets. D. By investing in new resources. The correct answer is A. By brainstorming. Brainstorming is a tool and technique for risk identification. All of the other options are ways of managing the risks. Contingency planning may help you in minimizing the effect, if it happens. Existing assets may involve improvements to existing methods and systems, changes in responsibility, etc. Investing in new resources may help in reducing or insuring you against risk.
The popular iterative four-step approach of Plan, Do, Check, Act was advocated by which of the following quality theorists? A. Genichi Taguchi, B. W. Edwards Deming, C. Joseph Uron, D. Phillips Crosby. The correct answer is B. W. Edwards Deming. PDCA, or Plan, Do, Check, Act, is an iterative four-step problem-solving process typically used in business process improvement. It is also known as the Deming cycle, Shewhart cycle, Deming wheel, or Plan, Do, Study Act. It was proposed by W. Edwards Deming in the 1950s and suggests that business processes should be analyzed and measured to identify sources of variations that cause products to deviate from customer requirements. He recommended that business processes be placed in a continuous feedback loop so that managers can identify and change the parts of the process that need improvements. The process can be summed up as follows. Plan, design or revise business process components to improve results. Do, implement the plan and measure its performance. Check, assess the measurements and report the results to decision makers. Act, decide on changes needed to improve the process.
During final payment for a contract, You were surprised to see 2 line items in the invoice pertaining to features that were requested by some members of your team. These items were not really necessary for your project. What should you do about the invoice? A. Pay only for the essential items. B. Ask the team members why they requested the unnecessary items. C. Pay for the additional items as well. D. Pay as per original contract and start arbitration proceedings for the rest. The correct answer is C. Pay for the additional items as well. Irrespective of whether they were necessary or not, it is a fact that they were requested by your team members and therefore you cannot escape the liability to pay for them.
Have the following, which is not true about a bell curve. A. Also known as normal distribution. B. Also known as Gaussian distribution. C. Also known as curve-bell distribution. D. Most common type of distribution of a variable. The correct answer is C. Also known as curve-bell distribution. All the other options are true about a bell curve.
Tom has been recently promoted to project manager for a short-term IT project. Jerry, an experienced project manager, has suggested to him that the most important task for a project manager to be successful is communication with the stakeholders. He explains to him that Tom should communicate the project status to the stakeholders to get some feedback. How will this help Tom on his project? A. All the stakeholders will be happy with Tom. B. The project sponsor will be happy. C. Tom has to do this as this defined in the organizational policies. D. This will ensure that the project aligns with the business needs. The correct answer is D. This will ensure that the project aligns with the business needs. A project manager may send detailed project information and project status to concerned stakeholders, but he needs to communicate the project status in different formats with the stakeholders to get their feedback, which will ensure that his project aligns with the business needs and there will be less unsatisfied stakeholders.
How did you fare in this short test? Did you get at least 80% of the correct answers? Watch this video and take the short test again sometime in the near future until you get a perfect score every time. Check out our other available PMP Reviewer videos and playlists. Please like if you find this reviewer video useful. Feel free to share it too. Don't forget to subscribe to Review Central channel on YouTube so you won't miss out on newly published reviewer videos and playlists.